Hello people of the internet. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this randomized teleporter, which is great for your boxfight maps or Zonewars maps. The max players it can be done in is 16 players, and you can use any map or anywhere you can teleport to. So let's get right into this video. First of all, before I start this tutorial, I have timestamps for when the tutorial for this map starts. So make sure to check that out if you want to just skip to the tutorial. But right now I'm just going to explain to you how this works. So this will randomly select one of your maps that you have to teleport all your players into it. So it'll randomly choose from like 3 maps or however many maps that you want. You have infinite. And it'll teleport all the players in your map into one of those maps, each one similar. So I'm going to show you how this works by starting the game. So the players will spawn into this box, and then it'll break, then they'll be teleported into your map. The map can be bigger than this, and be smaller than this, all you want, but all players will be teleported into the same map, and they'll be teleported into random spots in the map depending on what you choose. Let me show you another example of this working. Now we're in this box, it'll break, and then it'll teleport you to the green map now. So last time it was a red map, this time it's the green map. All players will be teleported to the same map. And I have a green, a red, and a blue one on this map, but you can do anything. You can make it a Zonewars, a box fight, or just randomly teleport them to a random spot in the map. Just whatever you want. Now I'm going to start the tutorial on this. Okay, so the items you will need for this tutorial is a player spawn pad. You will need an explosive device, a player randomizer. Where is that at? A randomizer. You will need a mutator zone, and you will also need a teleporter. Oh, and lastly, you'll need a trigger. Now, first of all, before we start making anything, we need to go to the My Islands tab and go to Game Settings and scroll down to where it says Spawn Location. Spawn Location. This has to be on spawn pads. It cannot be current location in the sky. Make sure this is on spawn pads. Now you can go into your gallery area to find a wall on the floor that you want to use for your map. I already have mine selected in here, but you can use anything that as long as it's not indestructible. Well, you can use indestructible ones, but you have to change different settings. First, start out with your first wall. You're going to want to build a 1x3 box, and you want to put a floor on the bottom, and you put a floor one up here. So you have a box like this, and then you have a box like this. It all looks like this. Then you want to get out your player spawn pad, place it right here, and you're going to want to change some settings. Enable during game phase should be on game countdown, priority group, none, team, and you don't change those. It's in the start, no. Visible during game, no. And that's all you need to change for the player spawn pad. Then get out your explosive device, place it on top of the player spawn pad, and change the health to indestructible, blast radius 0.5, player damage 0, structure damage, put this to max, destroy indestructible buildings, yes, knockback off, don't change those, play audio off, visible during game off, glitching during games off, show health bar off, and then play audio off, and then explode and receive from channel 150. Now that you have this like this, you're gonna want to get out your teleporter and change the settings on this. Turn off the teleporter first group, put this one on A, maneuver in game phase all, team all. Teleport where visible, I like to turn these all off, but you can do whatever. Face player and teleport direction relative, and then that will be it for this teleporter. Now you want to resize it by holding B or whatever button you use to resize, and put it to the max size. Now set your grid snap to 1, or set your grid snap to 1, and place it in the too high box that you made in your thing. Now you're going to want to copy and paste your walls, everything that you had in this build. And then once you have all your items selected, make sure they're all selected, even the bottom, floor, and the rifts. Once you've all selected, you're going to want to copy paste this. Now here is where it's up to you. However many players you're going to want to have in your map, you're going to need to do this. So for me, I'm only going to have 4. But if you have 16 players, you copy it 16 times. So place this here. I'm going to make sure each one is a block away apart from each other. Place this here. Place this here. Now I only have 4, but you can do 16, 5, however many you want, whatever you want. Now you're gonna want to change your customized rift. This one should be on A. Then you change this one to B, and then you keep going up, depending on how many boxes you have. So this one's C, this one is D. But if you had more, this one will be E, and then this one will be F, and then G, then H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P. And then that's it for that. Sorry, I forgot to say this in my original video that I was doing. But after you place your squares, you want to get out your mutator zone that you had and place it in between the middle of all the squares that you placed. Set allow weapon fire and allow building to no, and then put it in the size of how much area your boxes take up. So for me, it's a 3x3x3 box area that mine take up. But if yours was 16x16, you'd probably want to do a 4x4x3. So make sure you do this, because otherwise the players would be able to break out of your box, and that would not be good. And let's go back to the tutorial. Now you're gonna want to place down your trigger and go into the settings for that. Activate by player off, activate by vehicles off, activate by cursors off, activate on game phase game start. Delay 3 seconds is good. Trigger sound, both of those should be off. Just during game off, and then when triggered, transmit channel 1 is 50. Next, you're going to want to place your randomizer device. Select it. This value limit 1 stays on 1. Value limit 2, depending on how many maps you have that you want to teleport to, or how many different types of things you have that you want to teleport to, you change this. So like, if you have 3 different maps that these rifts can choose from, put this on 3. But if you have 16 different maps, you're going to want to put this on 16. But if you have 24, like 100, you put this on 999. Whatever you do. So however many maps you have is how many of this you set to. Win value 0, roll time 1 second, score value none, zone backwards, length. The length needs to be the same as your value limit 2. And then visible during game can be on, audio during game off, enable during game phase all, and then activate in game phase game start. Now once you have that, you are going to want to get out another trigger and make sure this trigger is in between the lines that you have right here, this white line. Place it, trigger by player off, and then keep all these on. Delay none, visitor in game on. Turn off the trigger sound and trigger VX X, and then when triggers in channel 1. And then you keep copy pasting this, make sure it's between the white lines, and you add 1 to it. So this will be 2, channel 2, and this will be channel 3. And if you had like 6 more, just keep going. You do channel. If you had more, you do channel 4, and then 5, and then so on and so forth. Next, you're going to want to make your maps, or if you already have made your maps, you can skip this part, but I'm quickly going to make some small maps for this demonstration. Now that I've made my 3 maps, you're going to want to get out a teleporter, place it, and then change these settings. Teleporter group, that's going to be A. Enable during game phase, none. Team, whatever he wants. Teleport rift, off, both of those off. Relative, and then enable and receive from channel 1. I like to make the rift a little bit bigger than it is right now, because otherwise you won't be able to select it. So you don't have to do this, but I suggest that you make the rift a little bit bigger than what it is now. So next, you're going to want to choose one of your maps, whichever one you're going to do first, and you place your rift on each place where you want the players to be teleported. So here for me, here. Now you go to each rift, make sure that one's on A, next one's going to be on B, put the next one on C, and then put the next one on D. Now you do this again for your next map, except before you start placing the next of the rifts, enable during game, enable when receiving from, change this to channel 2 instead of just channel 1, and then continue copy and pasting it like normal. Now when you're done with that, take this over here, go to your last map, or if you have more than me, then it probably won't be your last map, and change this up by 1, and make sure this is on A, and it would do A, B, C, D, and that is about it. So if you've done everything correctly when you start the game, you'll be put into this box, which then it'll break and then teleport you to the map. Quite as simple as that. As I said before, all players will be teleported to the same map, so it won't just make different players go onto different maps. And that's it for this tutorial. Lastly, I would like to explain how this works, just in case you guys want to change something about it. So basically, how this works is these rifts are always going to teleport you to rift that's matched with B. So first, the players are going to randomly be placed on one of these spawn pads. Each player that's in the map will randomly place on one of these spawn pads, and then in like 3 seconds they'll be this will activate, and then they'll go through a rift. This rift is always on channel B. Now, depending on which channel B it goes to is a different story. So what this does right here is that when it's activated, it'll randomly choose one of these to activate. In this case, it's channel 2. So then when it receives channel 2, all of these rifts will activate and become visible. So then the rift's like, oh, okay, so I see this that is activated. Now I can go through here, and when you go through here, the rift will activate, and you'll be teleported to your box fight map or Zonewars map, to where it'll be like. So it's a pretty simple concept, but some people find this complicated, and I know a lot of my friends wanted to do this. So if this tutorial helped you, make sure to like the video and subscribe, because I will do things like this almost a lot. And if you have any questions for me, make sure to comment them down below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Do it! Just do it! Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Nothing is impossible! No, what are you waiting for? Do it!